Behind every chilled beverage, there's a compressor, a crucial component in refrigeration systems. It pressurizes and pumps refrigerant to the condenser so the cooling process can begin. With a well-functioning compressor, a refrigerator is more likely to keep its cool. Behind the glossy exterior of a supermarket refrigerator, there's a substantial compressor doing its part to chill the merchandise. They often remanufacture old compressors to save resources and money. They immerse the cast iron body in a chemical bath to remove the grime and rinse off the residue with hot water. That old compressor already looks a lot less tired. A worker polishes the cylinder bore with an abrasive pad attached to an air drill. He sands the surfaces around the openings so that all the parts will fit without leaking. Smaller parts bounce around in a vibratory bowl with steel pellets and cleaning compound for a good scouring. Out of the bowl, a worker places a valve plate on a magnetized turntable to keep it in one place as a grinder smooths the surface. This makes it look new. He screws 2 new valves to the plate. These valves will open and close to move refrigerant in and out of the compressor. The next worker assembles the terminal plate for the compressor's electrical motor. Most of the components have been reconditioned, including the lugs for the wires. He slots the lugs in the terminal plate from the back and flips the plate around. He slides new rubber seals onto all the lugs and then installs rubber insulators and metal washers. He secures the lugs with screws using a precisely calibrated torque wrench. The compressor's original crankshaft has also been thoroughly cleaned. As it now spins in a chuck, a worker polishes it until it's completely smooth. This will allow bearings and connecting rods to operate efficiently. He measures the shaft to confirm that the circumference is right. With many parts now reconditioned and partially assembled, they're ready to reconstruct the compressor. The worker installs new bearings and the refurbished crankshaft into the compressor body. He inserts the connecting rod and piston assemblies. Moved by the crankshaft, these pistons will compress the refrigerant gas to pump it through the system. He slides the rotor part of the motor into the compressor, and it links up to the crankshaft. He aligns the rotor to the crankshaft with a long pin. He secures the rotor to the hub with a substantial bolt. The next part is the stator. It's the magnetized mechanism that drives the rotor and subsequently the crankshaft. He connects protruding wires to the lugs on the terminal board we saw reassembled earlier. He sets the terminal board flush to the compressor and bolts it to it. He fits the valve plate on the cylinders adjacent to the terminal plate. He places a cylinder head over the valve plate and bolts it to it. The remanufacture of this compressor is complete. To test the compressor, they pump dry nitrogen through it. A machine measures the suction and discharge pressure as well as the electrical draw. And still running dry nitrogen through it, they immerse the compressor in water and check for bubbles that would indicate leaks. They make repairs if needed, and then spray the compressor with enamel paint to protect it from rust. Remanufacturing this refrigeration compressor has taken 24 hours. It's given it a whole new lease on life.